So today I'm going to install FreeBSD into a virtual machine to play around with it. I've been toying with the idea of using FreeBSD on the server side instead of Fedora Core. Fedora Core tends to be a very experimental pool and they go through revisions quite quickly. FreeBSD is a little bit more stable and is a late adopter of technology. And in my run-ins and experience with FreeBSD so far, I really like what I see. So I figured I would give it a go. This is the FreeBSD documentation website. They call it the FreeBSD Handbook. You can get to it from freebsd.org. So far, the little bit of the document that I have scanned through, it's pretty verbose and seems very well written. I like that. And of course, you can go to the downloads page, and they have quite a few releases. They've got the 10.2 and the 10.1 releases, which are the latest versions. They have the development snapshots of 11, which you can play around with as well. But I want to just go with that 10.2 stable release. So I've already gone ahead and downloaded the i386 disk ISO. And I figured, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go into my virtual machine library, click New, from Image. I've got the i386 release already here. You just click on this, go to wherever you downloaded the image and select the disk image you want. That's the one we want. Click Continue. It sets it up automatically. It recognizes that this is a FreeBSD. So we click Finish. It's going to put it in my virtual machines subdirectory in my documents, and it's going to call it FreeBSD, which sounds good to me. So here we go. It launches it. So our first option is boot multi-user, enter boot single user, escape to load prompt, reboot, and since I didn't do it in time, it's going to default to, I believe, option number 1, which is to simply go into the multi-user mode. So the usual fray of information, and the first screen we get to is the welcome screen. From here we can install shell or live CD. That's kind of cool. I'm just going to go ahead and install it so we can get going. Key map selection. Continue with default key map. Sounds good to me. Hit enter. Choose a host name. Devil. Let's just call it Little Devil. Little Devil. Yeah, sounds good to me. Choose options, system components to install. I kind of like this. I mean, it's just giving me 4 options: docs, games, ports, and source. I don't really need the source. I believe ports is the way you do package management from what I've seen in the documentation so far. Games, fortune, and etc. Sounds good to me. Documentation, I'll just get that on the website. So it looks like the defaults are pretty good. Ooh, how would you like to partition your disk? Auto, UFS, manual, shell, and auto ZFS, root on ZFS. Okay, I definitely don't want ZFS. I don't want to do it manually, and I don't need a shell, so I'm just going to go with the default. Would you like to use this entire disk, ADA0, which is the disk that was assigned by the virtual machine? And GUID partition table sounds good to me. It's obviously got a couple of different options, but GPD seems to be the best option out of these ones. So we hit continue. It looks like it's setting up the partition table pretty standard. You've got your boot, which is 512 kilobytes. It's giving the rest of it to FreeBSD UFS, and it's creating a 1.0 gigabyte FreeBSD swap. Sounds good to me. These changes will now be written to disk. And there we go, and the install has been kicking off. Wow, if this is, I guess that's the base, the kernel, the games, and the ports, which are the options that we selected. And at this speed, I don't imagine this taking very long. So let's see, I'm just going to let the video run. Normally on a Fedora Core install, you'd have to pause here and wait for quite a bit for everything to install, but it's already at 79%. And it looks like the biggest thing it's installing is ports, which is the, I believe that's the package management product, if I'm not mistaken. So 82%, 83%. And again, I'm looking at FreeBSD because we've been using Fedora Core for some time. I've been using Fedora Core for some time, and I like it. I really feel comfortable in the operating system, but it just seems like there's so much going on that I don't need anymore, because the stuff that we're doing is mostly LAMP. We're doing some DNS, maybe some LDAP servers, and there's a lot of very desktop-ish, if I can make a word, with Fedora Core. It seems like they're very focused on trying to bring a desktop user land experience for people, and that's just not something that we need on our back end. So, you know, another choice would probably be Ubuntu, but I think Ubuntu is very desktop oriented as well. I know FreeBSD is a completely different operating system than, it's not a Linux based operating system, it's rooted in Unix, so it's completely different, but from what I can tell, it does pretty much all the stuff that we need to do, which is, again, LAMP, LDAP, name servers, file shares, that kind of stuff. It actually might be a more robust operating system for that. Okay, that's enough of pontificating. Let's see, root password. I'm just going to use one that I use for test environments. Please select a network interface card. That's the one assigned by the VMware. Very cool. Would you like to configure IPv4 for this interface? Yes. DHCP, yes. And there you go. Would you like IPv6? We don't really need that. Search domain, nah, that's pretty standard stuff. Is the machine's CMOS clock set to UTC? If it is set to local time or you don't know, please choose no here. I don't know. And let's see, we are America. Let's see, we are United States and Pacific. PSD, yeah, that's the one. Local, okay, so system, would you choose the services? SSH is nice, although this is on a virtual machine. Enable kernel crash dumps to var crash. Adjust CPU frequency dynamically if supported. NTP. Mouse 2 pointer on console. Yeah, well, let's see what that does. Wonder how that looks. SSHD, I like that. Local caching validating resolver. Not even sure what that is. Would you like to add users to this installed system now? Yes. I'm going to add Sean. Leave empty for default. Login group. I'll make my own group. For now, login class. I read something about login class. It's something a little higher. It's something unique to FreeBSD. Not sure what it is, so I'm going to leave that. So I've got SH, CSH, or TSH, but no bash. That's interesting. So let's just go with SH. Home directory, home capital Sean. That's interesting. Home directory permissions, leave empty for default. User password based authentication, yes. Use an empty password, no. Use a random password? No. So now we enter our test environment password. Lock out the account after creation? No, because I want to log in with it. And is this information okay? Yes. We have successfully added Sean to the user database. Add another... Oh, I see. The username is Sean because I capitalized Sean. Okay, that makes sense. Add another user? No. Oh, we got to type in the word no. And exit, apply configuration, and exit installer. Sounds good to me. The installation is now finished. Before exiting the installer, would you like to open a shell in a new system to make any final manual modifications? No. Reboot. And let's see where we get to. So there we go with the VMware splash screen. Let's just hit enter to get this going faster. And there we go. We're at our login prompt. So I'm going to log in with Sean. And there we are. Who am I? I don't like that being capital. But see if we can... Add SU Sean to root. Okay, I'm a little not familiar with SH. I'm more of a bash kind of guy. So let's see where we are. Now, could I move? Because I don't like having that be that way. Permission denied. SU. I guess Sean can't SU either. That's interesting. Well, I guess that's really the install. That was pretty straightforward. I need to spend a little time learning SH and the console and all that. But again, oh, look, there's a mouse. I didn't realize there was a mouse. Kind of slow, a little bit, responding versus my actual mouse response time, but that's okay. Again, there's a full-on documentation website here. So here's some post-install stuff that we can do. I guess this is all the screens we kind of went through. But there you are. So have fun with it. Enjoy it. I'm going to try to learn more of it as I can and maybe make a few more videos. Thanks for watching.